The book of Ezekiel contains a most unique and interesting prophecy. Unique in that it has been overlooked or ignored by many scholars, and interesting in that the prophet Ezekiel provides a description of a temple, which covers an area of over 750,000 square feet. Interesting also in that the Bible spends more time talking about this as yet unbuilt temple than it does about Solomon's, Zerubbabel's, and Herod's temples put together. In fact, the only structure that comes close to the same amount of discussion is the tabernacle, and that structure we know was built. Several questions are raised by Ezekiel's temple. Among them are: 1. Why did God spend so much time on describing this temple, especially since it has never been built? 2. Are there sacrifices in this temple? And if there are sacrifices, what is their purpose? 3. Who is this temple for? The Messiah or the Antichrist? Could it be that God has a wonderful future in store for us, and even though there are rough times all around us, we can still be assured of God's interested oversight of all, and that He is still in control? This temple contains insights that ought to make a tremendous difference in our lives. It provides us with a warning as well as a challenge. A warning is given to us in that during the time this temple will be here on earth, those who have never trusted Christ will be waiting for eternal judgment. The Apostle John, in his book of Revelations, says about this time,
I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened, and the dead were judged out of those things that were written in the books, according to their works. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
Not only did God give us a warning through the temple, but He also gave us a challenge. In the parable of the talents, Luke 19, verses 12 through 27, Jesus tells us about servants who were given places of leadership based upon what they did with the talents their king had given them. The temple of Ezekiel, as described, may indeed be where Christ will reign as supreme ruler for 1,000 years. Believers will be reigning with Him. And this story of the talents told by Jesus tells us that even though our salvation doesn't depend on what we do for Christ, our position in and our enjoyment of God's eternal kingdom